on YouTube for part 2 of the millennial reign, the 1,000-year reign explained. All right. If you have not yet checked out part 1, please check out part 1 before you check out part 2. Okay. All right. So just have some housekeeping to do before we begin. Yeah, we need a link for the chat in order to get it activated on our website. All right. Pop-up chat. Coming up. Oh, you're fast. All right, so let me see if I can get this chat active here on. All right. Active chat. And let us go here in here and put it here. All right. Why is this? All right. All right, so that's it. It's working. So we can see the chat in here. That is good. So what else do I have to do? Remind me. The radio. Hey, shalom, everyone. Once again, as we go now into part 2 of the Millennium Reign, the Millennial Reign, the 1,000-year reign explained, part 2 here on Just a Word Radio. All right, we will soon be getting things ready as we are already on YouTube. And where was I? The Millennial Reign and Millennial Kingdom and the fourth. No. Where was I? Return of Hamashiach and the resurrection of the dead. That is where we are right now. Resurrection of the dead and the millennial reign. And so we go to Yeshayahu. Do we have Ephraim? Are you ready?
Ephraim is present.
All right. Isaiah 26 verse 13. That's where we pick up. Want to thank you all for being patient to wait on Isaiah 26:13. Yeah, this is our hope, people. We have to look on our hope. As we said, we have been pummeled over the past couple of weeks. We have been brought down to nothing to make ourselves think. I don't know if you were like me. I was there thinking, and wow, where am I then? Yes? Made me feel as if I was so inadequate and unworthy. But then the Most High is encouraging us today as he sent a message through our brother Dwayne. And that message was, if you abide in me, John 15:17, as my word abides in you, you shall ask and it shall be given. Very encouraging word here. And he also sent the Psalm 92. Another encouraging word here today, this morning, to begin the day. A psalm for the Sabbath, Psalm 92, very encouraging word. So he's encouraging us by showing us that which we have to look forward to. So his encouragement is not diminishing what is required of us. It is encouraging us to push ourselves to the level of his requirements because of his rewards. His rewards are great. So let's go. Yeshayahu 26, verse. Someone is saying something?
I was about to read.
Oh, verse 13. Read, please.
O Yahuwah, our Allah, other masters beside thee have had dominion over us. But by thee only will we make mention of thy name.
By thee only will we make mention of thy name. So we will not call him G-O-D or the L-O-R-D. We will call him his name. And guess what happens to them now? Verse 14.
They are dead, they shall not live. They are diseased, they shall not rise. Therefore hast thou visited and destroyed them, and made all their memory to perish.
They are dead. They shall not live. This is the resurrection of the dead. Those who are dead in sin are dead indeed. They shall not live. They shall not partake of everlasting life. And they shall not rise like us unto life. Verse 15.
Thou hast increased the nation, O Yahuwah. Thou hast increased the nation. Thou art glorified. Thou hadst removed it far unto all the ends of the earth.
So our people in captivity have been removed far unto all the ends of the earth. But guess what happened? Guess what happened? Verse 16, they turned back unto their mighty one. Go ahead.
Yahuwah, in trouble have they visited thee. They poured out a prayer when thy chastening was upon them.
So he sent us out in captivity far unto all the ends of the earth. But when we in trouble, we turn to him. In trouble, we turn to him. Poured out our prayer when his chastening was upon us, when our lives were brought down. And as I said, many of us can relate to the point of our, let me check this thing. Mic check 1, 2. Don't want it to be loud. To be chastened to the point of, our lives being brought down to nothing. Verse 17.
Like as a woman with child, that draweth near the time of her delivery, is in pain, and crieth out in her pangs, so have we been in thy sight, O Yahuwah.
Oh, and this relates and correlates and matches the time of Jacob's trouble. Jeremiah 30. Continue.
We have been with child, we have been in pain. We have as it were brought forth wind. We have not wrought any deliverance in the earth, neither have the inhabitants of the world fallen.
So we are still in captivity, still nothings, still we have not brought forth any good fruit. We have not been delivered. And the oppressors on the earth are still high and mighty. But here's the assurance that is coming now. The resurrection of the dead. Read, please.
Thy dead men shall live, together with my dead body shall they arise. Awake and sing, ye that dwell in dust, for thy dew is as the dew of herbs, and the earth shall cast out the dead.
Resurrection of the dead here prophesied in the book of Yeshayahu. Thy dead men shall live, together with my dead body. Who is my dead body? Together with the dead body of Hamashiach, who is the firstborn from the dead, who was dead and now lives. His people shall also live as he lived. Verse 20.
Come, my people, enter thou into thy chambers, and shut thy doors about thee. Hide thyself as it were for a little moment, until the indignation be overpast.
What should they do?
They should come and enter into
No.
the chamber. Oh, they should hide themselves. Sorry.
Hey! Hide yourself. Enter thou into thy chambers, your hiding places, and shut the door. Hide yourself, as it were, for a little moment, because it's just a times and a half time that the beast is going to have his thing. Flee out of the midst of Babylon. Hide yourself for the short time. until the indignation be overpassed. Here's what we're talking about. These are the instructions. These are commands. Hide yourself for a little moment until the arms house, the foolishness, the indignation be passed, overpassed. Yeah? Verse 21.
For behold, Yahuwah cometh out of his place to punish the inhabitants of the earth for their iniquity. The earth also shall disclose her blood, and shall no more cover her slain.
Oh boy. Yahuwah cometh out of his place to punish the inhabitants of the earth. This is the Messiah returning. The earth also shall disclose her blood and shall no more cover her slain. So, preparing for the return of the Messiah, this is telling us that in preparation for the return of Hamashiach, you are to hide yourself. You are to close yourself away just for a little moment until the thing has passed. Okay?
Yes.
Now, before that happens, there's an instruction for Israelites to gather together before the millennial reign. So, we have the fact that we must hide ourselves, and now we have the fact that we must gather together. So what it means, we must gather together to hide ourselves. Let's see it in the book of Zephaniah, chapter 2, verses 1 to 3. Read, please.
Gather yourselves together, yea, gather together, O nation, not desired.
Gather yourselves together, nation not desired. That nation is a nation of Yasharal. All right? Gather yourselves together and hide yourself for a little time. Continue in verse 2. When should they gather themselves now? Verse 2.
Before the decree bring forth, before the day passed as the chaff, before the fierce anger of Yahuwah come upon you, before the day of Yahuwah's anger come upon you.
Come upon who? Come upon you. So here's the thing now. We are gathered together to secure ourselves. Hear this. Because many of our people refuse to be gathered together. It is saying, before the day of Yahuwah's anger come upon you. So you are to gather together with the children of, with your fellow children of Yasharal before his anger comes upon you. So it is in unity, us being together, that is how we will be protected. So if we are gathered together, and there is protection in us gathering together, that is why the Gentiles need to gather themselves with us as well. It's simple mathematics. ABC 1, 2, 3.
Yes.
Simple.
Simple.
Verse 3.
Seek ye Yahuwah, all ye meek of the earth, which have wrought his judgment. Seek righteousness, seek meekness. It may be ye shall be hid in the day of Yahuwah's anger.
So when we come together, we are to seek righteousness, his judgment. Seek his righteousness because we have deserved his judgment. It just may be we shall be hid in the day of Yahuwah's anger. So we come again, Ephraim, upon the word hide there. You see it?
Yes. Yes.
You shall be hid.
You shall
It
be
is
hid.
a hiding. We are to hide ourselves. And if we come together, just maybe the Most High will hide us from his anger. So before the day of Yahuwah comes, we must gather together. And Jeremiah 50 verse 4, can you read it at the bottom, please?
Yes. In those days and in that time, saith Yahuwah, the children of Yasharal shall come, they and the children of Yehuda together, going and weeping. They shall go and seek Yahuwah their Alor.
So that's it. Another verse they're telling from another prophet, telling you that the children of Yasharal are going to gather together and seek the Most High in righteousness. Yes?
Yes.
And if they do so, just maybe the Most High will hide us from his anger. So it comes to the question of fleeing Babylon and the connection with fleeing Babylon and the millennial reign. What we want to do in this end time is to make sense of all the things that we have been teaching. We have been teaching them fractional. So we teach this separate, concentrating on this. We are bringing them together, all with an eye to connect them with the millennial reign. So millennial reign and fleeing out of the midst of Babylon. Micaiah 4 verses 8 to 12. Read please.
And thou, O tower of the flock, the stronghold of the daughter of Zion, unto thee shall it come, even the first dominion. The kingdom shall come to the daughter of Yahushalom.
The kingdom shall come to the daughter of Jerusalem. Jerusalem. The daughter of Jerusalem. The kingdom shall come. And let's see what's going to happen before the kingdom comes to the daughter of Jerusalem. Verse 9.
Now, why dost thou cry out loud? Is there no king in thee? Is thy counselor perished? For pangs have taken thee as a woman in travail. Oh.
Oh, why dost thou cry aloud? Is there no king in thee? This is the time of Jacob's trouble. In the end time, it is not going to be any smooth. Let me tell you something. There are some people are still looking. You know, when we're talking about fleeing the midst of Babylon and people are there still having their minds on this world, it's going to be pain and trouble. You think fleeing the midst of Babylon is going to be trouble? It is when you stay inside Babylon. That is when you're going to get what you're looking for. Because what you're looking for is to stay in Babylon. And what you are looking for is to continue in the life of Babylon. But it's going to be one big solid misery. So it's going to be one set of pain when you flee Babylon in the wilderness. But it's going to be another pain when you remain in Babylon under their affliction. All right? Verse 10.
Be in pain and labor to bring forth, O daughter of Zion, like a woman in travail. For now shalt thou go forth out of the city, and thou shalt dwell in the field, and thou shalt go even to Babylon. There shalt thou be delivered. There Yahuwah shall redeem thee from the hand of thine enemies.
Hey! So now we are in pain and in travail. Yes?
Yes.
We have to go out of the city. We have to dwell in the field. Flee out of the midst of Babylon. And thou shalt go even to Babylon. So it's saying you're still going to be in Babylon, but you're not going to be in Babylon cities. You're going to be dwelling outside. Hiding in the chambers, hiding yourselves. There shalt thou be delivered. It's not going to deliver you in the cities. It's going to deliver you in the fields, in the mountains, in the hills. There Yahuwah shall redeem thee from the hand of thine enemies. Yes? But guess what?
Yes.
Verse 11.
Now also many nations are gathered against thee, that say, let her be defiled, and let our eyes look upon Zion.
So we read earlier that said that the saints will be given into their hands and they will be persecuting the saints. Yes?
Yes.
Many nations are gathered together against thee. This is a new world order. The whole world are got to be gathered against Yasharal. Psalms 83 tells us about the conspiracy. And the conspiracy is led by Edom. And the new world order is led by Edom. So Edom is going to lead the entire world to persecute our people. But verse 12 says,
But they know not the thoughts of Yahuwah, neither understand they his counsel. For he shall gather them as the sheaves into the floor.
He shall gather them So we see here, this is the end time gathering before Hamashiach returns. So let's tie in the millennial reign and the, no, we finish? Yeah, the millennial reign and the, wait, I want to see. No, I didn't finish resurrection of the dead. Oh, I know that it occurred to me, but I can't go back on it, can I? All right, you can check for resurrection of the dead. I didn't complete it. You can check 1 Corinthians 15:19 to 28 and 1 Thessalonians 4:13 to 17 for the resurrection of the dead and how the dead in Messiah will rise when he returns. Sorry I didn't do it, but if I go back on it, it might cause confusion. All right. So fleeing Babylon and the millennial reign. So we gotta tie now the millennial reign and the wilderness, the second Exodus. Okay?
Right.
Yirmiyahu chapter 16, 14 to 17. All right. Go, please.
Therefore, behold, the days come, saith Yahuwah, that it shall no more be said, Yahuwah liveth, that brought up the children of Yasharal out of the land of Egypt.
Continue.
But Yahuwah liveth, that brought up the children of Yasharal from the land of the north, and from all the lands whither he had driven them. And I will bring them again into the land, into their land that I gave unto their fathers.
All right. So there is going to be another Egyptian type deliverance. Another Egyptian type deliverance. Because we tell people that we were in spiritual Egypt. We are in spiritual Egypt. Egypt means bondage, right? Slavery. But we are no longer in slavery. We are in Babylon because they had their so-called, what do they call it, emancipation? Their hypocritical emancipation that actually took us out of slavery, which is took us out of effective Egyptian captivity, even though we're still in Egypt, took us out of Egyptian captivity and brought us into their commercial, mercantile, and religious captivity, which is Babylon. So we're in Egypt, but we are effectively operating in Babylonian captivity. For us to be delivered, we must be delivered out of Egypt. So we have to take ourselves out of the Babylonian captivity for us to be gathered in the Egyptian captivity. So those who have fled out of the midst of Babylon will be gathered in the Egyptian captivity. These are the stages that the Most High gave. This is why he said in Revelation 18:4, come out of her, my people, that you be not partakers of her plagues and receive not of her sins. Yeah? So Yahuwah is going to gather his people again, just as he gathered them out of Mitzrayim. Verse 16.
Behold, I will send for many fishers, saith Yahuwah, and they shall fish them. And after will I send for many hunters, and they shall hunt them from every mountain, and from every hill, and out of the holes of the rocks.
Well, I don't know if anyone is having my experience, but I'm experiencing this big time. Okay? The Most High usually sent me with the word publicly, like in this way. And to reach people, in masses. But now the Most High has given me dreams and sending me to individuals. And he recently sent me to a family. And I'm telling you, boy, that the Most High works powerfully. He sent me to one family that I grew up around. Most of them are in the United States, I think, Canada. And the Most High gave me resounding convincing dreams and situations and sent me to the family. And not only that, he has sent me to other people as well. Hunting. And I'm seeing what it means by actually hunting. Because in order to reach that family, I had to do a video. First time I'm doing a video for one set of people. That's one family. And I had to do a video. And I did a private video just for that family and sent it out to them, asking them to share it with their family members. Because the Most High is sure. I'm telling you, the Most High is merciful. Most of them I know, who I know, they don't have anything to do with the Most High. And some of them, they're not different. Some of them are atheists. Some of them are all different type of things. And the Most High sent me directly to the family to show the family that you are Israelites. And you have a choice. The time is now. Turn to me. And so, this is what he's doing now. Hunting them from every mountain. And we know mountain refers to exalted countries. Because our people have migrated to these exalted countries, if they have not in captivity to it. Mountains would be like Canada, United States, the United Kingdom, France, those big powerful nations. And from every hill would be the other countries. And on the holes of every rock, it means everywhere they are located in these nations, in these big nations and small nations. And verse 17 says,
For mine eyes are upon all their ways. They are not hid from my face, neither is their iniquity hid from mine eyes.
So his eyes are always upon us. But verse 18 says,
And first I will recompense their iniquity and their sin double. Because they have defiled my land, they have filled mine inheritance with the carcasses of their detestable and abominable things.
So this is what we go through, what we go through. Recompensing our iniquity. Recompensing our iniquity. So we have to go through this time of trouble. And so he will take us when he gathers us into the wilderness. Ezekiel 20, 33 to 38. This is before the Messiah returns. So now we know, and we have looked and seen that we are in the end times. We know it cannot be very far from this, right? Read,
Yes.
please.
As I live, saith Yahuwah Allah, surely with a mighty hand and with a stretched out arm and with fury poured out will I rule over you.
Will I rule over you?
Yes.
Wow, this is powerful. Anyway, what will he do?
And I will bring you out from the people and will gather you out of the countries wherein ye are scattered, with a mighty hand and with a stretched out arm and with fury poured out.
All right. Gather you out of the countries. And was it Shamuel who pointed out here? The countries. When it says gather you out of the countries where you are scattered, it's from the Hebrew word eretz, from an unused root, probably meaning to be firm, the earth, at large, or partitively a land. So it can mean the entire earth, or it can mean a piece of land. Common, country, earth, field, ground, land, nations, way, wilderness, world. Wilderness.
Wilderness.
Wow. You don't believe me? Let me get it on the screen to show that it means wilderness. Eretz. Wilderness. So, and I will bring you out from the people and will gather you out of the wilderness wherein you are scattered with a mighty hand. And with a stretch out arm and with you report out. That is a possible meaning of it, people. And I will bring you into the wilderness of the people. So, the wilderness of the people here refers to, okay, different people scattered in the different places, in the different wildernesses, in the different places. He gathers them together and brings them into one big wilderness of the people, as he did when he brought us out of Mitzrayim. So picture this. Picture this, what we are seeing so far. We are to hide ourselves. We are to gather together. So we're to gather together and hide ourselves. And we are commanded to flee out of the midst of Babylon. So we're going to flee out of the midst of Babylon, gather ourselves together, hide ourselves. Okay? We are also gathered to flee out of the cities and to dwell in the field, and that is where we will be delivered. So, let me go again. We are to leave out of the cities. We are to dwell in the fields. We are to hide ourselves. We are to gather ourselves together. And he will gather us into the wilderness of the people, which means he's going to now take us from wherever we are and bring us into this one big wilderness with everybody, just like when we came out of Egypt. You seeing it, Ephraim?
And I'm loving it. Continue.
All right. And there will I plead with you face to face. Like as I pleaded with your fathers in the wilderness of the land of Mitzrayim, so will I plead with you, saith Yahuwah Elohah. And just as he did with our people coming out of Mitzrayim, here's what happened. Verse 37.
And I will cause you to pass under the rod, and I will bring you into the bond of the covenant.
Hey! This is the final thing before entering into the promised land. He's going to cause us to pass under the rod, which means, let me tell you something. This is not for babies. This is not for babies. This is not for people who want comfortable lives and are not willing to rough it up and to be soldiers. What was the problem coming out of Mitzrayim? It was people who wanted the comforts. What about the onions and the pomegranates of Egypt? Oh, we had fish. Oh, we had this. What about that? And the fearful now. The Most High sent them out to spy out the land. Only 2 of them came up with good report of believing in the Most High to deliver them from anything else. They went and they saw giants. And they said, whoa, we saw giants, the son of Anak. How are we going to beat them? How are we going to... The same thing's going to happen again. The Most High is going to put us through difficult situations, impossible looking situations. And that's how he's going to purge us out. Plus, we're going to see that the proud, those who remain proud, boom, are going to be also gone. But the good thing about it, you're saying something, Ephraim?
No. I'm just affirming.
Okay.
I'm just affirming. Yes.
But the good thing about it, because remember, today is the day he's cheering us up. Right? He will bring us into the bond of the covenant. You know what that means? It means the final affirmation. Yes, you're going into the kingdom. We were given Ruach HaKadosh as a down payment on our inheritance. We've done this a million times before. Let's do it again. The book of Ephesians, chapter 1, verse 13 to 14 to 15. Verse 11. Verse 12.
In whom
Verse 12.
that we should be to the praise of his splendor, who first trusted in Hamashiach, in whom ye also trusted, after that ye heard the word of truth, the gospel of your salvation, in whom also after that ye believed, ye were sealed with that Hagadosh Ruach of promise.
All right. So after you heard the word of truth, the good news of your salvation, you believed. When you believed, you were sealed, you were given the gift of Ruach HaKadosh. So when you believed, you heard the word to repent and baptize, and you believed, and you did, and you received the gift of Ruach HaKadosh. Sealed. No, some people believe that when it says you're sealed with Ruach HaKadosh, then that's the end of it all. You now are safe to enter the kingdom. That's not it. The Ruach HaKadosh is just the down payment. It was given to you to help you if you earnestly decide that you really, truly, truly want redemption. Yes? It is a down payment. Read verse 14.
Which is the earnest of our inheritance, until the redemption of the purchased possession, unto the praise of his splendor.
The earnest of our inheritance. Let's go to some meanings. All right, since we're doing this study, some people, although you might have heard us do this before, we need it for other people who will be watching so that they can get the understanding. The earnest there is the Greek word arabon, which is of Hebrew origin, and it means a pledge. That is part of the purchase money or property given in advance as security for the rest. So this is a layaway. Ruach HaKadosh is given as a layaway, a down payment on our inheritance until the redemption of the purchased possession, until Hamashiach returns in the millennial reign to redeem us. Let's go back over it and look at it again, and we'll see what is being said here. Which is the down payment or the layaway of our inheritance until the redemption of the purchased possession, when Hamashiach returns and we are brought into the bond of the covenant. So, getting back here. Where are we? Come on. Yes. I will cause you to pass under the rod, and I will bring you into the bond of the covenant. Those who are brought into the bond of the covenant are those who have passed the test, those who have the Ruach. But what about those who were given the gift of the Ruach and they fooled around with it? Verse 38, read please.
And I will purge out from among you the rebels.
Hey, the rebels. Continue, those who rebel against me. Verse, continue.
And them that transgress against me, I will bring them forth out of the country where they sojourn, and they shall not enter into the land of Yashral, and ye shall know that I am Yahuwah.
Oh, you see that? So there will be those who have been given the Ruach and have fooled around. They don't listen to the words of Yahuwah. Or they hear the words of Yahuwah and it is too hard for them. It does not fit in with their Babylonian worldview. It does not fit in with their quest and their desire to continue their ways in Babylon. So they rebel against it. And guess what? They will remain rebels and will remain transgressing against the Most High. Yes?
Yes.
He will bring you out of the wilderness where you sojourn. Yes? But you shall not enter into the land. You cannot enter into the kingdom. Very sorry about that for those of us who remain unchanged. And so the book of Micaiah.
And this is also what the fathers went through. When the bad report came back, Yahuwah said, because you refuse to go fight, you will not enter into my land.
Okay. Thank you very much, Ephraim. That's it. There is nothing new under the sun. What has been, has already been. And there's no new thing under the sun. Micaiah 4 verse 1.
But in the last days it shall come to pass that the mountain of the house of Yahuwah shall be established in the top of the mountains, and it shall be exalted above the hills, and people shall flow unto it.
This is the millennial reign, the 1,000-year reign, right here in the book of Micah. And further down in the book of Micah, we had read earlier that he said that we should flee from the cities and dwell in the fields, even go unto Babylon, and there you shall be delivered. This is the first verse that links it and shows that it is speaking about the millennial reign, just before the millennial reign. All right?
Right.
So this links us fleeing from Babylon with the millennial reign. In the last days, it shall come to pass that the mountain of the house of Yahuwah, the mountain there refers to exalted nation, the power of the house of Yahuwah shall be established in the top of the mountains. What does that mean? It means that the powers that be of Yahuwah, Zion, will be the most exalted nation in the entire world, above all the other so-called powerful nations on the earth. It will be established in the top of them. That means they will serve Zion. And it shall be exalted above the hills. And, that's too loud. It shall be exalted above the hills, and people shall flow unto it. How does the audio sound? Does it sound like it's loud at times?
For me, it sounds very well. I don't know. I can hear you perfectly.
Okay.
It's not even funny. It's nice. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And so it shall be exalted above the hills. As we said, mountains refer to the exalted countries, and the hills refer to the ordinary nations, all of the other nations. And people shall flow unto it. So it is going to be the headquarters of the world. It's going to be like New York City, where people flow to New York City, the headquarters of the financial capital of America. You can't say the world. That's where people flow. That's how people are going to flow onto Zion, because Zion is going to be the headquarters. Blow the trumpet in Zion, Zion. Sound an alarm on my set apart mountain. Verse 2.
And many nations shall come and say, Come, and let us go up to the mountain of Yahuwah, and to the house of the Allah of Jacob, and he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For the Lord shall go forth out of Zion, and the word of Yahuwah from Yahushalom.
Yay! So, the mountain shall be exalted, and many people are going to go there for worship. So many people, like, for example, go to New York City for the shopping and for whatever. People are going to go to Zion for worship. So,
Yep.
his priests are going to be there in Zion, and people are going to go there to learn of the ways of the Most High. For the law shall go forth of Zion. So tell me something now. How do you say the law is done away with? And in the end time, Zion is going to be the headquarters of the world. And the law is going to go forth from it, and people are going to flow into it and say, let us learn. Come on, man. Come on.
Yeah.
Verse 3.
And he shall judge among many people, and rebuke strong nations afar off. And they shall beat their swords into plowshares, and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up a sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore.
Neither shall they learn war anymore. So
Azazel will not be there to teach them any weapons of
exactly.
to teach them any weapons. Yes.
Yes, to tempt them into fighting. All right. So Hamashiach is going to judge among many people and rebuke the strong nations that are far off. Verse 4.
But they shall sit every man under his vine and under his fig tree, and none shall make them afraid, for the mouth of Yahuwah of hosts have spoken it.
Can you imagine that? What a world.
Yeah.
Verse 5.
For all people will walk everyone in the name of his God, and we will walk in the name of Yahuwah our Allah forever and ever.
You see this? All people will walk everyone in the name of his God. So even at this time, it appears that all people will walk in the name of their gods. Still,
Yeah.
All gods, the gods of the nations are idols. They still will be holding on to their gods. But we will walk in the name of Yahuwah, our Alua, forever and ever. So it underlines the point again that the word is about nations. All people will walk, everyone in the name of his God. That means the other nations will walk in the name of their gods. But we, Israelites, will walk in the name of Yahuwah, or our Alua, forever.
Yes.
Verse 6.
In that day, saith Yahuwah, will I assemble her that halteth, and I will gather her that is driven out, and her that I have afflicted.
Okay. It comes back to what we were reading earlier with Shamuel. Will I assemble her that halteth, and I will gather her that is driven out, and her that I have afflicted. So we see the deliverance is for an afflicted people, a poor people, a damaged people. Verse 7.
And I will make her that halted a remnant, and her that was cast far off a strong nation. And Yahuwah shall reign over them in Mount Zion from henceforth, even forever.
So you see who is going to rule over?
Years.
The poor and afflicted. Her that was cast off, and her that was halted. Yes?
Yes.
So these people who read verse 8, please.
And thou, O tower of the flock, the stronghold of the daughter of Zion, unto thee shall it come, even the first dominion. The kingdom shall come to the daughter of Yahushalom.
Who shall it come to?
To the daughter of Yahushalom.
No, man. The whole world. Sure, when it come to the whole world. It shall come to the daughter of Jerusalem. It shall come to Zion. That's the headquarters of the world. And that is where salvation is. Salvation is in Zion. Salvation is in the nation of Yasharal. What else do we have here? All right. So now, we look at the millennial reign and the gospel. I'm telling you that today, the Most High didn't make us deal with this thing until now, until He made us prepared for it. Right? He prepared us for it so we can look into each of the different aspects and we can piece them together one bit at a time to get the full package. So we're going to look now at the millennial reign and the gospel, the good news, the good tidings. The millennial reign prophesied in the gospel, hidden from Christianity. This is the true gospel. Yeshayahu 61, 4 to 11. We're going to look at the true gospel. What is really and truly laid up in the end time. The good news, not for a religion, a false religion, but for a nation, the nation of Yasharal. So we have, it's Yeshayahu 61. Yeshayahu 61, verse 4. Read, please, verse 4.
And they shall build the old waste. They shall rise up the former desolations, and they shall repair the waste cities, the desolations of many generations.
All right, what we are reading here is the gospel outside of Luke 4:17 onwards. Luke 4:17, when the Messiah spake in the temple, the gospel that Christians now separating the New Testament from the Old Testament, they have only looked at this. Yeah, they have only looked at these first three verses. They did not go back to find the source because they so hate the Old Testament. Hamashiach spoke about these about 3 verses in this and said, "This day is this gospel fulfilled in your ears." Yeah, we should do it because someone reading this might not have seen us do it before. All right, as we said, some of the things, it's just a kind of collection of what different things that we have looked at. So, Lucas 4, verse 17. Start at verse 16. Read, please.
And he came to Nazareth, where he had been brought up. And as his custom was, he went into the synagogue on the Shabbat day and stood up to read.
When did he go into the synagogue? When was it his custom?
On the Shabbat day.
So how come we are telling people we should not keep the Shabbat? Ephraim, are you telling people to not keep the Shabbat?
No. No.
That was Hamashiach's custom. So how shall we not follow his custom? When 1 John 2:6 says, "He that saith he abideth in him ought himself so to walk as he walked." Anyway, so he came to Nazareth where he had been brought up, and he went in the synagogue, and he stood up to read. And what did he say? Or what? Continue.
And there was delivered unto him the book of the prophet Isaiah. And when he had opened the book, he found the place where it was written, "The Ruach of Yahuwah is upon me, because he hath anointed me to preach the gospel to the poor. He hath sent me to heal the brokenhearted, to preach deliverance to the captives, and recovering of sight to the blind, to set at liberty them that are bruised, to proclaim the acceptable year of Yahuwah."
20.
And he closed the book, and he gave it again to the minister, and sat down. And the eyes of all them that were in the synagogue were fastened on him.
And verse 21 says,
And he began to say unto them, "This day is this scripture fulfilled in your ears."
Say this again.
This day is this scripture fulfilled in your ears.
This day is this scripture fulfilled in your ears. This day, this scripture. Why is it? Hamashiach came to fulfill part of the gospel. The part of the gospel that has to do with the first part of Isaiah's prophecy in Isaiah chapter 61. So, let me get there. Come on. Whoa. Let me get it. Yeah. So this first part, I think it's about up to here. Yeah. But Hamashiach had not yet fulfilled the rest of it, because guess what? Just as Ruach HaKadosh was given, he came, and when he left, he gave us the gift of Ruach HaKadosh, which is the down payment on our inheritance, which is the down payment which is given to us, so that if we so desire, we can be perfected unto righteousness, unto eternal life. But if we quench the spirit, etc., then when it's time, when in the end he comes to redeem us, then we will not be redeemed. So he fulfilled that early part, the part in which Ruach HaKadosh was given. But the other part was not yet fulfilled, and that is the part of him returning for the millennial reign. So let's look at the part that was not yet fulfilled, that is not taught in Christianity, and let's see what it has in store for us. Isaiah 61 verse 4. This has not yet been fulfilled, and was not fulfilled when Hamashiach was here the first time. Read, please.
And they shall build the old waste, they shall raise up the former desolations, and they shall repair the waste cities, the desolations of many generations.
All right. So the old ways have not yet been raised up and rebuilt, nor repaired, because we're still in We're still scattered. We have not yet even been gathered together to be brought back in the land. So this is what's going to happen when Hamashiach returns. Verse 5.
And strangers shall stand and feed your flocks, and the sons of the alien shall be your plowmen and your vine dressers.
Ephraim, has this occurred as yet?
Actually, nobody is feeding my flocks at the moment. I'm still waiting.
Whoa!
I don't know whether your side there, somebody's feeding your flocks.
No, sir. I don't even have land, much less to have a plowman and vine dresser. All right? This has not yet occurred. This is part of the millennial reign, people. And let's see, we're going to see what's going to happen in the millennial reign that has been ignored. You don't hear this in Christianity. Continue.
But ye shall be named the priests of Yahuwah. Men shall call you the ministers of our Lord. Ye shall eat the riches of the Gentiles, and in their splendor shall ye boast yourselves.
So this is our hope. This is why we are willing to take everything. This is why we are willing to be nothing. This is why we are willing to throw away pride, to deny self, to flee out of the midst of Babylon, to be strangers and pilgrims, to be wandering, to be sleeping outside and sleeping outdoors and sleeping in the fields, not having anything. This is why. Because of the great riches and splendor that awaits us. Ye shall eat the riches of the Gentiles, and in their splendor shall ye boast yourselves. This has not yet occurred. This will be fulfilled when Hamashiach returns. Continue.
For your shame ye shall have double, and for confusion they shall rejoice in their portion. Therefore, in their land they shall possess the double. Everlasting joy shall be unto them.
Everlasting joy. So we're gonna double for our trouble. Double for our trouble. And the Most High tells us why. Verse 8.
For I, Yahuwah, love judgment. I hate robbery for burnt offering. And I will direct their work in truth, and I will make an everlasting covenant with them.
This everlasting covenant is the same thing in the book of Ezekiel chapter 20, when he says he shall bring us into the bond of the covenant. It's an everlasting covenant. Verse 9.
And their seed shall be known among the Gentiles, and their offspring among the people. All that see them shall acknowledge them, that they are the seed which Yahuwah hath blessed.
Hold on, please. Hello?
I can hear you.
Yeah. So Yahuwah says he loves judgment, and he will direct our work in truth. Verse 9.
And their seed shall be known among the Gentiles, and their offspring among the people. All that see them shall acknowledge them, that they are the seed which Yahuwah have blessed.
All right. So this is going to happen in the end time. All that see them shall acknowledge them, that they are the seed which Yahuwah hath barak. There is going to be a distinction, people. And that's why we say that people who are saying that it doesn't matter who you are, it's going to matter right down to the very end. Because Hamashiach is going to make, Yahuwah is going to make it obvious of who the children of Yasharal are. So all the Gentiles are going to know them. Every single one are going to look on them and know that these are the children of Yasharal. This is not taught in Christianity. All right? These have to be ignored because the religion of Christianity cannot exist alongside these teachings. Verse 10.
I will greatly rejoice in Yahuwah. My soul shall be joyful in my Aloha. For he hath clothed me with the garment of salvation. He hath covered me with the robe of righteousness, as a bridegroom decketh himself with ornaments, and as a bride adorneth herself with her jewels.
All right. So these, I will tell you, are the sweet things that we look forward to. Yes? Can you imagine this? These are things that we look forward to. Verse 11.
For as the earth bringeth forth her bud, and as the garden causeth the things that are sown in it to spring forth, so Yahuwah Allah will cause righteousness and praise to spring forth before all the nations.
So who will the righteousness and praise spring forth through?
Yashra.
Through Yasharal. In Isaiah 43, he says he created us to show forth his praise. Yasharal is going to show forth his praise. Wow. As we go to look more into it. Yeah. The clean garments of the daughters of Zion. We're looking into the millennial reign. And my sister Marlenia had a dream. And it's 22 minutes past 2:22. She had a dream. And I'm going to play that dream. And let me see if I can find it. We're going to play that dream and give the interpretation of the dream because it falls perfectly in line with, where is it? Oh, yeah. It falls perfectly in line with what we are presenting today, and it goes and illustrates from a different standpoint the millennial reign. And the daughters of Zion in this dream, it refers to two things. It refers to Zion itself, Jerusalem, and it also refers to the women of Zion. All right? How the women of Zion will be perfected. All right, let me see.
And on the road trip, we had encountered.
Are you hearing it?
This I don't know if it was a tradition or something at Haiti. Some very poor people, and this little kid went to his mom, woke up his mom, and like pulled off her clothes and bathed her and cleaned her up and dressed her. And then the lady did it to another lady, went into her hut and pulled her out and cleaned her up and changed her off and put her some pretty, all of them were like some pretty African garment. And they just keep doing it to one another. Everybody just pulling one another out and just, putting them in some pretty garment, and just dress it. But they were all poor. Everybody was poor, but they were black and very attractive women, big booty and small waist and the skin black and flawless. And they were smiling and their teeth was pretty. And when they were shocked, and while they were getting cleaned up, they weren't fighting. They were like fighting, but then after a while they started smiling and laughing but the person cleaning them up was laughing through the whole thing. So yeah, and they just kept on doing others and others and others and others. Yeah.
All right. So that dream. Where am I? Yeah. So that dream refers to the end time salvation of Zion before the millennial reign. It is the salvation of Zion itself and of the daughters of Zion. So this is the millennial reign and the daughters of Zion, referring to the clean garments. And we begin in the Torah, to the law, and to the prophets. If they speak not according to this word, it is because there is no light in them. We go to Habereshit 35, 2-3. Genesis 35, 2-3. What was prophesied to come from Jacob, our father Jacob, himself. What did I say? Genesis 35, 2 to 3?
2 to 3.
Yes. Read, please.
Then Jacob said unto his household and to all that were with him, put away the strange gods that are among you, and be clean, and change your garments,
And do what?
and change your garments.
Let's see. Put away the strange gods that are among you, and be clean, and change your garments. 3 things. Put away the God, and the Lord, and the Jesus, and cleanse yourself, sanctify yourself, and change your garments. Last week, for the past few weeks, we have been looking at making ourselves clean. This is sanctification that we have been going through. All of these sanctification things, and we were like, whoa, this makes me feel like I'm nowhere. These are words of cleansing. Last week, we spoke about changing your garments, renewing your mind. This is how you prepare to meet Hamashiach. Put away everything. Transform yourself away from your evil ways and transform your minds. And verse 3 says,
And let us arise and go up to Bethel, and I will make there an altar unto Allah, who answered me in the day of my distress, and was with me in the way which I went.
Let us arise and go up to Bethel. Bethel means the house of Allah, and make an altar, who answered me in the day of my distress, and was with me in the day which I went. Many of us here can tell you how many times the Most High answered us in our day of distress. But many of us have not put away the idols. Many of us have not cleansed ourselves, and many of us still wear our filthy garments. Yes?
Yes.
And verse 4.
And they gave unto Jacob all the strange gods which were in their hand, and all their earrings which were in their ears. And Jacob hid them under the oak which was by Shechem.
So they gave up their idols, and guess what was the result? Verse 5.
And they journeyed, and the terror of Allah was upon the cities that were round about them, and they did not pursue after the sons of Jacob.
You see that?
Yeah.
Ephraim. Are you
Yep.
paying attention, Ephraim?
I see it.
And that's
Wow.
why this was given to Dwayne. If you abide in me, and your words abide in me, then you can ask, you shall ask what you will, and it shall be given. Here are the people abiding in Yahuwah, and guess what? The terror of Allah was upon the cities that was round about them. So now we fleeing out of the midst of Babylon. Yes? Having
Yes.
cleansed ourselves, purged ourselves, renewing our minds, our garments clean. Yes? The terror, the Most High will protect us. That's what he's telling us. Boy, I'm telling you, I love him. Yeshayahu 52, 1 to 3. So we start in the beginning and we're going to see the progression. Isaiah 52, 1 to 3. So we move from the law and we got into the prophets. Read, please.
Awake, awake, put on thy strength, O Zion. Put on thy beautiful garments, O Yahushalom, the Kadosh city. For henceforth there shall no more come into thee the uncircumcised and the unclean.
So in the dream, Marlena was telling us about how beautiful the garments were. This is it right here. Oh, Jerusalem. Jerusalem. Oh, Jerusalem. Put on the beautiful garments. That's what the daughters of Zion that Marlena saw in the dream, that's what it represents. Jerusalem putting on her beautiful garments. For henceforth there shall be no more come into thee the uncircumcised and the unclean. So nothing impure is gonna come through from henceforth. Verse 2.
Shake thyself from the dust, arise and sit down, O Jerusalem. Loose thyself from the bands of thy neck, O captive daughter of Zion.
All right. So, in other words, what Marlena saw in the dream was a transformation that was happening. Yes? Loose the bands from off the neck, O captive daughter of Zion. So they were no longer captive. So they were changing out the garments, the captive garments for the new garments. Yes? And it's significant again by the renewing, about the renewing of the mind, because that is what we said last week, that we are slaves to Babylon's system because Babylon has corrupted our minds from we were born. And the only way to be free is to renew our minds and take our minds out of the mindset of Babylon and put it into Yahuwah's mindset. This is a changing of the garments. Continue, please.
For thus saith Yahuwah, ye have sold yourselves for naught, and ye shall be redeemed without money.
Ye shall be redeemed without money. Remember, it was each one of the women changing, taking off their clothes. Without money, they didn't have to pay for this change of garment. They were redeemed without money. And so she said that they were poor. Remember, from today, we have been emphasizing poor, right, Ephraim?
Yes.
All right.
It's been good news. It's been good news for the poor today.
Yes. Today is a poor man's day.
Yes.
Zephaniah 3:12. Remember, she was speaking about the poor?
Yes.
All right, let's look at that. Zechariah 3:12. Oh, Zephaniah. I'm always mixing them. Always. Read from verse 11, please.
In that day shalt thou not be ashamed for all thy doings, wherein thou hast transgressed against me. For then I will take away out of the midst of thee them that rejoice in thy pride, and thou shalt no more be haughty because of my holy mountain.
All right, so no more proud. Proud, you see, pride. If you have a problem with pride, you can't forget about the holy mountain. You better deal with that pride, all right?
Yes.
Verse 12.
I will also live in the midst of thee, an afflicted and poor people, and they shall trust in the name of Yahuwah.
So Ephraim, what was she saying in the dream? Didn't she say that the people, they were poor?
She said they were poor.
Ah. I will also live in the midst of thee, an afflicted and poor people. These are they. This is Mount Zion that she's seeing, changing her garment, their garments. Verse 13.
The remnant of Yasharal shall not do iniquity, nor speak lies, neither shall a deceitful tongue be found in their mouth. For they shall feed and lie down, and none shall make them afraid.
All right, so she was speaking about the garments being clean and pretty. This is verse 13. What's that? Yolanda, please mute your mic, please. Thank you very much. Yes. So this is these are the clean garments. The remnant of Yasharal shall not do iniquity, garments clean, nor speak lies, garments clean, neither a deceitful tongue be found in their mouth, garments clean. These are the clean garments. All right?
Yes.
So these are how you know when you have dreams coming straight from the Most High to his people. Yeshayahu 4, verse 2 to 4, clean garments. Yeshayahu 4, 2 to 4. Read, please.
In that day shall the branch of Yahuwah be beautiful and splendorous, and the fruit of the earth shall be excellent and comely for them that are escaped of Yasharal.
So these are the end time people of Yasharal that she saw in the dream. The branch of Yahuwah, beautiful. I remember she said in the dream they were beautiful. And
Yes.
this and
Yes, yes.
Verse 3.
And it shall come to pass that he that is left in Zion and he that remaineth in Jerusalem shall be called Kadosh, even everyone that is written among the living in Jerusalem.
So these are the daughters of Zion. And verse 4 says,
And when Yahuwah shall have washed away the filth of the daughters of Zion, and shall have purged the blood of Jerusalem from the midst of them all, from the midst thereof, by the work of judgment and by the work of burning.
All right, so what did she see in the dream? The daughters of Zion changing their filthy garments. Yes?
Yes.
So this is washing away of the filth of the daughters of Zion. So we have another aspect of it. We had Zion being the daughters representing Zion, but we now have the daughters representing the women or the daughters of Zion. So how does the Most High wash away the filth of the daughters of Zion? Themselves, the personal daughters of Zion, how does he wash that away? And for that, we just need to reverse a little and go up to verse 1. Read verse 1, please.
And in that day 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, We will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name, to take away our reproach.
Hey! What was the dream about? What was the dream about, Ephraim? Clothes.
Yes.
So how will the filthy garments be taken away?
I see a man involved.
The filth. Go ahead.
You can continue. I was saying I may not see clearly, but I see a man involved.
That's it. To take away the reproach of the daughters of Zion, the daughters of Zion have to be in subjection to the men. So much so, she is willing to make a sacrifice of herself, to be one of 7 wives of the man, just to have her name called by the name of a righteous man, so that her reproach can be taken away.
Wow. Wow.
Her name called as the husband of a righteous man, so that her reproach can be taken away.
Wow.
And that was the dream. What? Yeah, go ahead.
This reminds me of a verse I read in Jubilees 3:24. And it says, And he was wroth with the woman because she hearkened to the voice of the serpent and did eat. And he said unto her, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy pains. In sorrow thou shalt bring forth children, and thy return shall be unto thy husband. I like that part.
Yes.
And he shall rule over thee.
Yes. So her return, her salvation depends on her being ruled over by the husband.
Yes.
That's what you got, right?
Yes.
That's it. What a dream, though. What a dream. Wow. I'm telling you, what a dream. Anyway, we continue because we have another juicy part as well. Another part that Christianity does not deal with, and that we speak about so many times here because it is so imperative that we do it. The millennial reign and the servitude of Gentiles. This is never, ever, 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 ever taught in Christianity. All right? And we've looked at this several times. So these verses are going to be very familiar with us, but we have to have it for the record for those people who are not familiar with it, because this want to have this as kind of a study source for people who want to know and understand what the hope is. What is the hope of the followers of the way? What is your hope? What do you believe in? What do you look forward to while you do this? Why are you doing this? This is what this thing is for. Devarim 20, verse 14. Devarim 20, verse 14. And as I said before, we have done this a couple of times. Go ahead, Ephraim.
But the women and the little ones,
No.
Oh.
Wrong place. 10.
when thou comest nigh unto a city to fight against it, then proclaim peace unto it. And it shall be, if it make thee answer of peace and open unto thee, then it shall be that all the people that is found therein shall be tributaries unto thee, and they shall serve thee.
And they shall do what?
And they shall serve thee.
So when you come to them with peace, and they say, yes, man, peace. It's not like they're going to become one of you, or they're going to just pass them by and say, okay, you say peace, so everything is good. No, those who say peace shall serve the children of Yasharal. These laws, Hamashiach is the lawful Messiah. His reign is going to be based on the Torah, on the law. So those people who came, who are not Yasharalim, who are not Israelites, and who have made peace with Yahusha, who have accepted him and are following him, they are going to serve the children of Yasharal. And verse 12 says,
And if it will make no peace with thee, but will make war against thee, then thou shalt besiege it.
Continue.
And when Yahuwah thy Elohah have delivered it into thine hands, thou shalt smite every male thereof with the edge of the sword.
Every male with the edge of the sword. If they make no peace, that means you shall kill them. That's why Hamashiach is coming back to destroy so many people. Because they did not say peace. His word is out there. His people are out there preaching peace and righteousness and peace, preaching, following him. And yet still you refuse. When he returns, you are his enemy. And verse 14 says,
But the women and the little ones and the cattle and all that is in the city, even all the spoil thereof, shalt thou take unto thyself, and thou shalt eat the spoil of thine enemies, which Yahuwah thy Elohah have given thee.
all right, so we shall eat the spoil. But it says the women and the children, you must also take them. But guess what? Hamashiach came to magnify the law. There's something very special that we have to understand. Hamashiach came to magnify the law. Read verse 21, please. Isaiah 42.
Yahuwah is well pleased for his righteousness' sake. He will magnify the law and make it honorable.
He will magnify the law. So guess what? It is prophesied that in the end time, women and children will also be destroyed. And why is that? As it says in the New Testament, there is neither male nor female in Yahusha. That's how he has magnified it. So now, there is neither male nor female means no special concession for someone because they're a woman, because he came and offered himself so that everyone can be free. And that is why it says every man has to work out his own salvation with fear and trembling. So it's no longer the man working it out for the woman. The woman also has to work out her own. So there is neither male nor female. So when it comes to destruction, the woman will also be destroyed as well. All right? So that is the millennial kingdom in a nutshell. That is why everyone is going to serve Hamashiach. And so when we continue here in Isaiah 60, verse 1 to 22, Isaiah 60 verse 1 to 22. Read, please.
Arise, shine, for thy light is come, and the splendor of Yahuwah is risen upon thee.
This is the millennial reign again. Continue.
For behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people. But Yahuwah shall arise upon thee, and his splendor shall be seen upon thee.
Continue.
And the Gentiles shall come to thy light, and kings to the brightness of thy rising.
All right. The Gentiles shall come to his light. Remember, we always say, they shall come to thy light. And the light is where? Where is the light?
Among his
Light
people.
is in his people. So the Gentiles shall come to the light, and kings to the brightness of thy rising. Now, this is our hope. We tell people that today the Most High is encouraging us. Today, this is our hope. Verse 4.
Lift up thine eyes round about and see. All they gather themselves together. They come to thee. Thy sons shall come from far, and thy daughters shall be nursed at thy side.
Yes, this is the recovery now. This is when everything coming together. This is when everything is coming together when Hamashiach returns. Verse 5.
Then thou shalt see and flow together, and thine heart shall fear and be enlarged, because the abundance of the sea shall be converted unto thee. The forces of the Gentiles shall come unto thee.
All right, the abundance of the sea shall be converted. And remember, we said the sea in these prophecies sometimes mean people. So the abundance of the people shall be converted unto thee. The forces of the Gentiles. And I bet you, let's look at the meaning of these words. I think I looked at them before. The abundance of the sea shall be converted, which means returned. Give. Turn again back to. So it's actually speaking of them returning our wealth to us. That's what it seems to appear to me. Is that the world returning the wealth that they took away from us? Because we know the nations, every nation that we are being amongst, they become prosperous because of us. These people over here in this side of the world, they became rich and powerful because of our labor, free labor that we have not yet paid for. All right?
Yes.
The forces of the Gentiles, which means the strength, the wealth of the Gentiles shall come unto thee. These people, these are the things that we live for. These are the things that are our hope. Verse 6.
The multitude of camels shall cover thee, the dromedaries of Midian and Ephah. All they from Sheba shall come. They shall bring gold and incense, and they shall show forth the praise of Allah, of Yahuwah.
All right. You see the hope? Wealth, riches, everything coming unto us. Verse 7.
All the flocks of Kedar shall be gathered together unto thee. The rams of Nebaioth shall minister unto thee. They shall come up with acceptance on mine altar, and I will splendor the house of my, and I will glorify the house of my splendor.
I will exalt the house of my splendor. All right. Verse 8.
Who are these that fly as a cloud, and as the doves to their windows?
All right. Who are these that fly as a cloud? People are saying that this means aeroplanes, right?
I've heard that one too.
Huh?
I've heard that one too.
Yeah. Verse 9.
Surely the isles shall wait for me, and the ships of Tarshish first, to bring thy sons from far, their silver and their gold with them, unto the name of Yahuwah thy Allah, and to the Holy One of Yashral, because he hath glorified thee.
All right. So it's what do you call it? Repatriation of his people from all over. The ships of Tarshish to bring thy sons from afar. So let me tell you something. And someone said this to me, that these luxury cruise ships that some of us, like yours truly, are too poor to actually even think about going on. Someone said to me, he said, these are the ships that are going to transport our people. The ships of Tarshish first to bring thy sons from far. All right? The isles. And we know where do the cruise ships, the greatest cruise ship destinations are the isles, the Caribbean, for example.
Yes.
Many of these countries.
Yes.
All right. Verse 10.
And the sons of strangers shall build up thy walls, and their kings shall minister unto thee. For in my wrath I smote thee, but in my favor have I had mercy on thee.
All right, so the building up of the walls, not even to build the walls will we do it to ourselves. And we saw this in the gospel. Let's go to Isaiah 61. We saw it in the gospel. Here. Verse 4. Read verse 4.
And they shall build the old waste, they shall raise up the former desolations, and they shall repair the waste cities, the desolations of many generations.
This is what it's talking about in verse 60 here. So it means in chapter 60 here. So not even to build our own walls will we be doing. The nations, sons of strangers, are going to be building the walls. Verse 11.
Therefore, thy gates shall be open continually. They shall not be shut day nor night, that men may bring unto thee the forces of the Gentiles, and that their kings may be brought.
So the gates will be open continually and shall not be shut, that men may bring unto thee the forces of the Gentiles. So there's going to be so much wealth that is coming in. It's just going to be flowing in with wealth. Oh, boy. Don't you want to be a part of this, Ephraim?
If I was afraid of the wilderness, today I'm encouraged. I'm ready. Put me in.
Verse 12.
For the nation and kingdom that will not serve thee shall perish. Yea, those nations shall be utterly wasted.
So this is Hamashiach that is coming. This is Hamashiach that is coming, and this is how no nonsense he will be. If you don't decide that you're not going to serve him, you're going to perish. He says the nations shall be utterly wasted. And we know utterly wasted from the Old Testament. When he says slay everyone, man, woman, child, animal, everything.
Hey.
That's how serious Hamashiach is going to be. Verse 13.
The glory of Lebanon shall come unto thee, the fir tree, the pine tree, and the box together, to beautify the place of my sanctuary, and I will make the place of my feet glorious.
Verse 14.
The sons also of them that afflicted thee shall come binding unto thee.
Whoa. Read it again, Ephraim.
The sons also of them that afflicted thee shall come binding unto thee. Oh, bending.
Continue.
And all they that despised thee shall bow themselves down at the soles of thy feet. And they shall call thee the city of Yahuwah, the Zion of the Holy One of Yasharal.
Wow. Don't you want to be a part of this, man? Don't you want to be a part of this? Verse 15.
Wow. Whereas thou hast been forsaken and hated, so that no man went through thee, I will make thee an eternal excellency, a joy of many generations.
All right, and so this is one of the reasons why I'm saying I am not even sure if that city is Jerusalem at all. It says, whereas thou hast been forsaken and hated. So Jerusalem is going to be a place that is forsaken, so that no man went through it.
Yes.
And
Mm.
remember, Ephraim, it's speaking about rebuilding Jerusalem. He shall rebuild the desolate places.
Yes.
That means Jerusalem is going to be desolate.
Yes.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. That place is not looking to like it at all to me.
Mm.
They shall
Mm.
rebuild the desolate places. That place called Jerusalem is not desolate.
Yes.
All right, verse
Yes, Lord.
16.
Thou shalt also suck the milk of the Gentiles, and shalt suck the breast of kings, and thou shalt know that I, Yahuwah, am thy Savior and thy Redeemer, the mighty one of Jacob.
You see that?
Yes.
Sucking the milk of the Gentiles mean you're going to suck them dry. They are going to produce, and you are going to be taking what they produce. All the wealth that they are producing, you are going to get it. And also that of the kings. That is because of the tributary. They are going to be tributaries to you. They are going to be paying you. They are going to be serving you. They are going to live to serve the host, the Messiah and Yasharal. Continue.
For brass I will bring gold, and for iron I will bring silver, and for wood brass, and for stones iron. I will also make thy officers peace, and thine executors righteousness.
Ah, continue.
Violence shall no more be heard in thy land, wasting nor destruction within thy borders. But thou shalt call thy walls salvation, and thy gates praise.
Continue.
The sun shall be no more thy light by day, neither for brightness shall the moon give light unto thee. But Yahuwah shall be unto thee an everlasting light, and thy Aloha thy glory.
All right. And thy allure, thy splendor. Wow. Can't believe we have gone so long. So next time when we get something short, if we can. Nobody says anything. Verse 20 and 21.
Thy sun shall no more go down, neither shall thy moon withdraw itself. For Yahuwah shall be thine everlasting light, and the days of thy mourning shall be ended. Thy
Continue.
people also shall be all righteous. They shall inherit the land forever. The branch of my planting, the work of my hands, that I may be glorified.
All right. All righteous. All of them will have on their clean garments. All right. So the sun shall no more go down, neither shall thy moon withdraw itself, for Yahuwah shall be thine everlasting light, and the days of mourning shall be ended. Let's see what else we have. So we have the millennial reign and the new heavens and the new earth. Let me get this going. Whoa. You're tired, Ephraim?
I'm enjoying myself.
Okay, good.
This is good. It's
Right.
encouraging.
Okay, so let me see something now. No, let me get it off. Um, wow, what's going on here? Let me get this thing going. Huh? It has what? Yeah, I'm trying to get this thing up. I don't know why. Second Baruch. That's not it. No. Oh, this is the one that I need. All right, here it is. Okay. So, Ephraim, here what it says, and suddenly I went out of heaven. You see it?
And no,
At the
oh,
top.
and
All right, don't
suddenly
start.
I went.
All right, don't start. What we're going to look at now is how the earth will be changed for the millennial reign. Millennial reign and the new heavens and the new earth. All right, we looked at this on the radio yesterday. So we're going to look at that. How the earth will be transformed with the new heaven and the new earth. Read, please. And suddenly.
And suddenly I went out of heaven, and I understood that it is the light of heaven which lightens all the earth.
All right, so this is the apocalypse of Paul or Shaul, if you are wondering. And this tells us or matches up with 2 Peter 3 that tells us about the new heavens and the new earth. So when we match up both of them, we get more understanding of what that is all about for the millennial reign. Go ahead, please.
For the land there is 7 times brighter than silver. And I said, Yahuwah, what is this place? And he said to me, this is the land of promise.
All right,
Hast
all
thou-
right, all right, all right. So this is the land of promise. This is the land that in which there is going to be the new Jerusalem. It's going to be a holy, set apart Kodesh land that is a heavenly land. That is why it's called the kingdom of heaven. It's going to be on the earth, but it's going to be a heavenly kingdom on the earth. Continue.
Hast thou never heard what is written? Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. Wow.
So the meek shall inherit the earth. So this is what they shall inherit, this heavenly kingdom that is 7 times brighter than silver. And that's why it said a while ago in Isaiah that there will be no need for the light of the sun nor the moon, but Yahuwah will be the light thereof. And we saw that in Revelation as well. Go ahead. The souls.
The souls thereof of the just, when they have gone out of the body, are meanwhile dismissed to this place.
So this place is paradise. This is the paradise that Adam yearned after, after he was kicked out. Continue.
And I said to the angel, then this land will be manifested before the time. The angel answered and said to me, when Hamashiach, whom thou preachest, shall come to reign, then by the sentence of Aloha, the first earth will be dissolved, and this land of promise will then be revealed. And it will be like dew or cloud. And then the Master Yahusha, Hamashiach the King, eternal, will be manifested and will come with all his with all his holy ones to dwell in it. And he will reign over them 1,000 years, and they will eat of the good things which I shall
I shall know. Sorry, my bad. Which I shall know.
I shall now show unto thee.
All right, so here's what's happening. You see this? The heavens and the earth is going to be dissolved. And where did we see this in 2 Peter 3, where it tells you that the heaven and the earth will be dissolved with fervent heat and things will be burnt up. But let's just give a little touch, because this is the day of our hope. This is the day when we are enlightened. Before, let's go to 2 Peter. Before we look into this nice part of it here. Let's go to 2 Peter.
I think it's a good idea.
Yeah. 2 Peter. And by the way, we are almost done, right? So, 2 Peter 3, 1 to 8. With the heavens and the earth dissolved, as was read here. 2 Peter 3, verse, what did I say?
1 through 8, isn't it?
1 to 18.
All right. Yes,
Read,
something like
oh,
that.
let me get it up here. Go ahead, Ephraim.
It's like even the apocalypse of Shaul, you can bring it up here. This is the nice place for it.
Yes.
Okay. This second epistle, behold, I now write unto you, in both which I stir up your pure minds by way of remembrance, that ye may be mindful of the words which were spoken before by the holy prophets, and of the commandment of us, the apostles of the Master and Savior. Knowing this first, that there shall come in the last days scoffers, walking after their own lusts, and saying, there is the promise. Where is the promise of his coming? For since the fathers fell asleep, all things continue as they were from the beginning of the creation.
If you go on the street and you do street ministry, this is one of the greatest things that is a hindrance. Everybody, when you're preaching, as you mentioned Hamashiach, oh, from I was born, I was here that he's returning. Where is he? Tired of waiting for him now. People mocking, scoffers.
Yes.
And it says walking after their own lust. So they do this. They don't have the patience because they are lusting after the world. So they use it as an excuse to continue walking after their own lusts. So, from I was born, he's coming. I have not heard of him. Okay, might as well I go on walking after my own lusts. Verse 5.
For this they willingly are ignorant of, that by the word of Allah the heavens were of old, and the earth standing out of the water and in the water.
Continue.
Whereby the world that then was, being overflowed with water, perished.
Continue.
But the heavens and the earth, which are now, by the same word are kept in store, reserved unto fire against the day of judgment and perdition of the unholy man.
So what it's saying is that just as so in the days of old when it was destroyed by water, fire is coming again in the day of judgment and perdition of unholy men. Verse 8.
But, beloved, be not ignorant of this one thing, that one day is with Yahuwah as 1,000 years, and 1,000 years as one day.
Continue.
Yahuwah is not slick concerning his promise, as some men count slickness, but is long
slackness.
Or slackness.
Yeah.
But is long suffering to usward, not willing that any should perish, but that all should come to repentance.
So the reason we say, from I was born, he has been doing this, it is that the Most High is giving us space to repent, because he is not willing that any of us should perish. But verse 10 says,
but the day of Yahuwah will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burnt up.
All right, this is what we spoke about the apocalypse of Shaul. The earth shall be burnt up. So instead of the earth being overwhelmed with water, it's going to be burnt up. Apostle Shaul says the earth shall be dissolved, and this new heavens and new earth will be replacing it. Verse 11.
Seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons ought ye to be in all holy conversation and holiness?
So this is a question for us. Now that we see that we are going down to the last part, we see all these prophecies and all these scriptures coming down, right down to the last few years, it seems. It appears. All right? What kind of people ought we to be? Why are we still walking after this world? Why are we not giving up on the things of this world? Why are we not seeking after holiness? Why are we not making sacrifices? Why are we not giving up? That's the question. Yes? That is a question. What manner of men ought we to be in all Kodesh, behavior. Conversation there means behavior. And holiness. Continue. Looking for.
Looking for and hastening unto the coming of the day of Aloha, wherein looking for and hastening unto the coming of the day of Aloha, wherein the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat.
The heavens
Nevertheless-
being on, whereas the heavens and fire, looking for and hasting unto the coming of our Aloha. So it should be the day of Yahuwah. We should be hastening and looking to the coming. Most of us are looking on the end times, fearful, afraid, don't want these things to happen. When things happen, we are like fearful. Oh, yeah, that's not how we should be. When we see things happening in this world, we should be like, yes, yes, it's happening. It's our deliverance.
Our salvation draweth nigh.
Ah, what verse 13 says?
Nevertheless, we, according to his promise, look for new heavens and a new earth, wherein dwelleth righteousness.
That's it. That's what we look for. A new heaven and a new earth where righteousness dwells. So let us just look at some of the things that are laid up there for us. Some of the niceness, because we are finished now, but we just want to look at some of the niceness that is there. Read from verse 22, please.
You don't want to bring it up like the other scripture.
I don't know if it will fall in place. Let me see.
Or
Let me try. All right, try it. Go ahead.
okay. Wow, good. And I looked around upon that land, and I saw a river flowing with milk and honey. And there were trees planted by the bank of that river, full of fruit. Moreover, each single tree bore 12 fruits in the year, having various and diverse fruits. And I saw the created things which are in that place and all the work of Aloha. And I saw there palms of 20 cubits, that others of 10 cubits, and that land was 7 times brighter than silver.
Continue.
And there were trees full of fruits from the roots to the highest branches, of 10,000 fruits of palms upon 10,000 fruits. The,
Go ahead.
the grapevines, moreover, had 10,000 plants. Moreover, in the single vines, there were 10,000 branches, and in each of these 1,000 single grapes. Moreover, these single grapes bore 1,000 fruits. And I said to the angel, why does each tree bear 1,000 fruits? The angel answered and said unto me, because Yahuwah Aloha gives an abounding flood of gifts to the worthy.
Because
they also of their own will afflicted themselves when they were placed in the world, doing all things on account of his holy name.
oh, these, you see, these are the people who afflicted themselves when they were placed in the world. Notice the language. They were placed in the world. We were placed here.
Yes.
To see how we would deal with this situation. Will we overcome or will we be overcome? Do we love the Most High enough to ignore all of the niceties of this world? Do we love the Most High enough to afflict ourselves, to be nothings, to be mocked, to be scourged? Do we love the Most High enough to give up on all the trappings of this world? These are the people who are going to enjoy the world to come. As they say in the world, you cannot have your cake and eat it too. Have to make a choice.
Yes.
Continue. And again,
And again I said to the angel, Sir, are these the only promises which the most holy Allah makes? And he answered and said to me, No, there are 7 times greater than this. But I say unto thee that when the just go out of the body, they shall see the promises and the good things which Allah has prepared for them.
till then,
Till then they shall sigh and lament, saying, Have we emitted any word from our mouth to vex our neighbor even on one day?
this is a righteousness that is in the true set apart believers. Nothing out of our mouths to even vex our neighbors. This is the righteous people. There's a different standard of righteousness from what you have been taught. We were taught righteousness in our religion, which means go to church, you praise him, you do a few good things. But this is a righteousness of perfection. Continue.
I asked and said again, Are these alone the promises of Allah? And the angel answered and said unto me, These whom you now see are the souls of the married and those who kept the chastity of their nuptials, containing themselves.
All right, so the rewards, the souls of those who are married and keep the chastity of their marriages, containing themselves, do not go out and commit adultery and adultery, yeah. But to the virgins,
and those who hunger and thirst after righteousness, and those who afflicted themselves for the sake of the name of Allah, Allah will give 7 times greater than this, which I shall now show thee.
all right, so that is where we end. The virgins and those who hunger and thirst after righteousness, and those who afflicted themselves for the sake of the name of Allah, Allah will give them 7 times greater than these. So we see afflicting ourselves for the sake of Yahuwah. It's not a comfort zone or seeking to find ourselves comfortable or make ourselves comfortable. It is those who have afflicted themselves for the sake of Yahuwah, hunger and thirst for righteousness' sake. All right? So, let me get it. Yeah. Let me get the intro. Yeah. All right, so this is what we have to present. This is a marathon, wasn't it? It was a marathon. So, sorry about taking so much of your Shabbat. And yeah, giving thanks and praise to the Most High. And were there any questions in the chat? All right. Seems that there was none. Yeah? What was it? Want to know if 1,000-year reign is on the earth? Yes, it is on the earth. But it will be a heavenly kingdom here on the earth. The meek shall inherit the earth. So it is like, remember the time before the flood? When the flood renewed the whole earth, the earth will again be renewed, but this time by fire. And after the fire, the heavenly kingdom shall, New Jerusalem will come down out of the heavens and will be right here on the earth. Just as in the days of Adam, it tells you that Adam, paradise was here on the earth. It tells you about the river Gihon and Euphrates, etc. So Adam was here on the earth in the heavenly kingdom. But there's a spiritual thing that it has to do with dimensions, etc. That it says it will dissolve. That's our word, dissolve. Dissolve means something does dissolve and then something just appears. All right? Hmm? Okay, I answered that in the group. The 2 witnesses, that is, still haven't looked on that and finalized it and seen it fitting as to whether it will be after his people have fled or whether it is before. So that is another one. But what we can tell you that this is a time when everything is being fulfilled quickly, very quickly, and everything will be fulfilled quickly. So read us at that time. At yeah, go ahead. It's on no, the books on the no, I don't see anything. So oh, but I guess didn't I? A new heavens and new earth where dwelleth righteousness is when the day of Yahuwah and the current heavens and earth are burnt up, dissolved with heat, and the new heavens and the new earth are the earth is restored with a new heaven and a new earth, because the old has to be destroyed because of the unrighteousness of man. Because when you read the scriptures and the other books, they tell you that the earth full of blood and the earth is mourning, and it tells you even the sun is mourning and the moon, etc. So the natural things that are created, they have life in itself, and they've seen man polluting them. So they have to be burnt up, the old one, and have to now be restored in righteousness. So the old violence and blood that is on the old earth will no longer be there, and we'll have a righteous earth now in which there is no remnant of the wickedness of man. All right? We are the 144,000. 144,000 will be redeemed from among men. All right? All right? Yeah. All praises to the Most High. The 144,000 will be redeemed among men. And because we are in the last days and we are in the last time, I couldn't tell you where they are exactly, but I believe when Hamashiach comes, that is when he is going to, the 144,000 are going to rise and be with him, because it says who are redeemed from among men. So that is what I see so far, the 144,000. All right, and of course they will be all men because they will be virgins. They will be separated from women. Okay. All right, so it's going on long. How much is this one going now? 325. All right. So what happens to us as survivors when the earth is being restored? The word says, we shall not all sleep, but we shall all be changed. We are going to be changed as the world and the earth is being changed. In the moment, in the twinkle of an eye, trumpet shall sound. So we will be getting a new body. That's why the Apostle Paul says there is there's an earthly body and there is a spiritual body. So we'll be given a spiritual body that can deal with whatever is coming. All right? All right, all praises to the Most High for this here today. So, what question is that? I answered it a while ago. We shall not all sleep, but we shall all be changed. So we will have our, let me see if we can get it. Oh, 1 Corinthians 15. Let me get it up. 1 Corinthians 15. Ephraim, read please.
Behold, I show you a mystery. We shall not all
No.
sleep.
50. Sorry about that.
Now, this I say, brethren, that flesh and blood cannot inherit the kingdom of Allah, neither doth corruption inherit incorruption.
All right. So this kingdom that is going to be a renewed kingdom. We, as we are like this, in this state that we are in, we cannot inherit it as we are. We have to be changed. Our bodies have to be changed to inherit it. Verse 51.
Behold, I show you a mystery. We shall not all sleep, but we shall all be changed.
We shall all be what?
Changed.
So we shall be changed. Our body shall be changed to deal with this new heavenly kingdom, this renewed kingdom. So it is this old body of corruption. So this body, for example, that has suffered so much sin and been in so many foolishness. This body here cannot enter the perfect kingdom. This body will have to be changed out. Verse 52.
In a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trump, for the trumpet shall sound, and the dead shall be raised incorruptible, and we shall be changed.
We shall be changed. Verse 53.
For this corruptible must put on incorruption, and this mortal must put on immortality.
All right. Verse 54.
So when this corruptible shall have put on incorruption, and this mortal be brought to pass the saying that is written, death is swallowed up in victory.
All right. No more death. Death swallowed up in victory. So the body is transformed into new creation. Okay? All right. All right. Yeah. Ah, yes. Tova, you're right. The same body Adam and Eve had before they lost. Yeah, that's a perfect answer, all right? Perfect answer. All right? So why are we holding on to different things? Why aren't we not letting go of this world? Why aren't we not just giving up on us, but not caring? Look at these splendid promises. The same body that Adam and Eve had, that is what awaits us. Right? Before they fell, before they sinned, that is what awaits us. The same splendor that Adam and Eve felt in the kingdom. Remember, they were in the heavenly kingdom. Read the book of Adam and Eve, book 1. Yeah, it was such a great experience in the garden that Adam was willing to kill himself after he came out into this world. So that is what we have in store for us. That is the great things that we have in store for us. Boy. All right.
Can Christian
Okay.
be saved without coming to the truth or the real name of Yahuwah?
Can Christian be saved without coming to the truth of the real name of Yahuwah? Yes, I believe they can. In the book of the Apocalypse of Shaul, it also speaks about 12 thrones being there for people who only knew one verse, right, of scripture, and how they dealt with the one verse of scripture, that they were put on crown, they were given crowns for the righteousness that they displayed. In the book of Galatians, the Apostle Shaul tells us about the Gentiles who know not the law, who do by nature the things contained in the law, they become a law unto themselves. And it tells you about their consciences accusing and excusing them. It is about the state of the person. It is about the state of righteousness that is in the person, what they do with what they have. So if a Christian came to the name of Yahuwah and rejected it, it is different from one who did not come to the acknowledgement of the name, but with what he had, he walked in perfect righteousness with what he knew and what was revealed to him. If that is the case, then that Christian can enter the kingdom. All right? Yeah.
If you took the sea jab mark of the beast, can you repent to the Most High now for doing that?
All right. A question: if you take the job, can you repent to the Most High? And if you're an Israelite, if you are a child of Yasharal, Ezekiel 13 tells you that his people, he will do it for his people. We have a video. Just search our videos for Ezekiel 13. We have 2 videos. Yes. Yes, sir. We have 2 videos on Ezekiel 13, a longer one and a shorter one, that deals with Ezekiel 13, that actually hides masks and tells us what he will do in a situation such as this. So you can check it out. You can check it out and see. All right. So yeah, that's it. So the Most High made us wait this time to do this topic because he knew with the different things that he gave us that we would be able to bring out a lot of the things that have not been brought out. All right. All praises to the Most High. So, all right. Welcome. All right. So this was a marathon today. I guess it's the longest that we've ever gone.
No,
Longest.
no, we went to 4 o'clock and it's still
No, that was a private one. This is on live. The longest we've been live. All right. So thanks everyone for watching. And want to give thanks and praise to the Most High for his mercies and his favor in opening up his words unto us. All right. So be encouraged. All right. You're going to be called to go through some hard things, make some tough decisions, to give up on some realistic, but be encouraged. What awaits us makes this look like a shame. Yes? If you read the book of Adam and Eve, then you will be encouraged because you will be wondering, why did Adam feel so terrible when he came into this world? He called it a world of darkness. Why did he think he was in darkness when he came here? It is because of the world, the paradise that is to come, that we are working for, that is called the kingdom. But we don't know that it is a paradise that is to come. It is the one that Adam was in. Yes? When he could see angels worshiping the Most High, he could see into the heavens. It was so heavenly that when Adam fell to this, he killed himself several times, and the Most High awakened him. All right? So, Ephraim, do you have anything to say before we leave? Because we know El Pedro is not here, Shamuel is not here.
Just to say that the invitation or the honor is being given to us. Yahuwah says that we must go out of Babylon, forsake everything, deliver every man his own soul. This is a beautiful invitation. You know, in this world, we know that there are first class and second class things. Now, I think Yahuwah now is just giving us a first class ticket and saying that, come to me, come and meet me in the wilderness. I've got something for you. And it will be very sad if we had this kind of a word and then never responded to it in a right manner. So today my fears are gone. And I'm ready to go face whatever has to come.
All right.
Shalom.
All right. All praises to the Most High. All right. So I want to thank you all for watching once again. Please like, share, subscribe. Share, please. Let the word go out. All right? Let the word go out. And thank you all for being with us. All right? I want to say thanks also for people who have contributed to our equipment and everything. And want to thank the Most High again. We now have a better internet connection, which is why you had no disturbance right through. And we're giving thanks for that because our previous broadcasts have been plagued with, disruptions and frustrating disconnections. Sometimes you're in the middle of what you want to say, bam, disconnections. But we bore it out, and you bore it out with us as well. And I want to thank you and hope that this one will continue to be great as it was today. All right. So thank you all for watching. Until next time, shalom, shalom, shalom. We'll continue on Just a Word Radio at justawordradio.com. All right. Shalom.